This was a heck of a
1 point
basketball game.
Tough shot.
KD.
Before we start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to our channel! Most of you might be drooling over the Nets. It surely has a lot of fan following, but unfortunately, most people think it won't win this time, and it is not a random guess. The scorecard shows the same statistics. Here is, are the Nets clearly the team to beat in 2021-2022 NBA season? Number 4, NBA season.
And Brooklyn with the board. Jeff Green secures it. A chance for the Nets to take the lead. James Harden for 3.
The NBA season of this year is just around the corner, and talking about the Nets, they just have 8 remaining games. Recently, there is an ongoing debate about whether the Nets are a suitable team for the NBA or not. Well, it's not that easy to answer. The Nets truly have a lot of strengths and weaknesses, but sadly, their weaknesses overpower their strengths. The biggest weakness in their game is the disjointed offense. The Brooklyn Nets have the 15th highest point total per game, 112.2, and the 19th highest offensive rating in the NBA, 108.8. However, Brooklyn's overall rating has dropped to 26 in the sport, 107.3, after the All-Star break. Moreover, another major weakness that can clearly be shown in the scoreboard is their field goal percentage. This percentage of the Nets has dipped down, and it is not just dipped down to 2 or 3 numbers, but below the season's average. Although the scoreboard shows that the Nets mainly attempt 2-point field goals, the attempt rate of the team of the 3-point attempt is one of the highest in the NBA seasons. Isn't it amazing? Having said that, it does not mean it is one of the best teams of this season. Previously, the 3-point attempt of the team was going very well, as they reached a percentage of 35.8 on the scoreboard. Things have changed this time. According to the analysts, the percentage has dropped down by 1.7% instead of increasing. If this is not enough to convince you, the percentage of mid-range field goals is the 3rd lowest of this team. Isn't it astounding? Number 3, opponents.
Yeah, I mean, Perk, you can make the case. I just happen to think the Nets' case is stronger because I think that they have more firepower, and I think they're going to have continuity on their side.
One of the biggest strengths of the opponents when playing against the Nets is the center position. A lot of teams have taken the advantage of this weakness, especially Philadelphia. The Nets do not have any good players in this position. They have the worst records when it comes to the posts per game. These points are 0.8 per game. Talking about the mid-range field percentage, none of the players have an average above 30%. Jared Allen and Ed Davis combined have a percentage of 31.5, which is the highest in the team. That's not all. The record of the elbow touches of the Nets is also the worst. The Nets have a record of the 8 least elbow touches per game. How can someone win the game if they have this much low scorecard? Number 2, scorecard.
The last home loss to a team from the Eastern Conference for the Nets was February 5th against Toronto.
The Nets still have a lot of fan following, but those fans are mainly the ones who have been following the NBA game over the past 10 years. There is no doubt about the fact that the Nets have always been the best team in the NBA, but the tables have turned quite the opposite now. While all the other teams were working hard on improving their game, the scorecard of the Nets and the performance of the Nets have drastically fallen. Besides all the weaknesses mentioned above, even the touches per game of the team are not that good. It is the 7th most inaccurate number in the history of the NBA. The total touches per game, as per the analysts and researchers, is 58.7%. How can someone even plan to join the NBA this season with this record? But it seems like the Nets won't leave the field. The defensive versatility is yet another weakness the Nets have. You might remember the game where the Nets let their rivals score the point of 19.6 per game. It made their opponent, Philadelphia, make it to the list of top 5 in the league. Another weakness of the team is their steals per game and blocks per game. The team currently lies in the place of below average. Number 1, steals and blocks per game.
How in the world? That can't happen, ever.
You gotta pay attention, Lopez.
That can't happen right there.
Talking about the steals per game, the average of the team is 6.6, and the record of blocks per game of the team is 4.1. Therefore, it is proof that it is very difficult for the Nets to win this season in the NBA. The key questions about the team still loom over its famous members. Can they maintain their health? If that's the case, can all 3 players, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, not only coexist, but prosper as a group? And what can Durant, Harden, Coach Steve Nash, and the rest of the team expect from Irving in terms of showing up, both literally and metaphorically? It is also one of the problems that the Nets do not have any established and experienced player other than these three. It needs a whole team effort to win the game, and not just the effort of 3 people. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.